Hi everyone, this is Chuck Black, CFN Director. Today, Wai-Lin and I are going to be talking to you about the new controls and practices that we put in place for working safely in the CFN in a world of coronavirus. We've been working on these plans for the last 3 months as we've all been working from home, and starting around June 9th, we started implementing them. So for the last month, we've been getting our staff back on site, practicing the new procedures we're going to tell you about, and starting soon is an exciting time because we'll be welcoming our users back to the center. And we're really looking forward to that. We've waited a long time, about 4 months. We're excited, we're eager, and we're very anxious. But it's important that as we transition back that we remember to stay patient, because working safely and internalizing these new practices is essential for us to remain safe. So everybody's eager to get back to work. We are too, but we want to do it in a way that keeps everyone safe. So pay attention to the next few minutes of these slides, and as you come back to work in CFN, we're looking forward to teaching you these new practices.
Hi, my name is Wai-Lin, and I'm going to talk about what we have in terms of the new plans for resuming operations at the CFN and how we're going to control this new workplace hazard. We have experience controlling significant workplace hazards, and now we're going to look at another nanomaterial hazard, the SARS-CoV-2 or coronavirus. We will understand the hazard, respect the risks, and mitigate them. Some of the hazards we already know about include lasers, cryogens, chemicals, and nanomaterials. And again, the coronavirus is just another form of nanomaterial. The challenge with corona hazard is that it demands strong vigilance by everyone. So we all need to follow certain rules. We're all depending on each other, and our actions affect the safety of other people. We have to remember that. The CFN's operations plan, as we resume, consists of 5 pillars, or what we consider hazard controls. We have been developing this plan at the CFN since April, and now it's the time to put it into action. Our plan relies on an array of controls, each individually, while imperfect, combined, we're hoping that they would be effective in managing the spread of the coronavirus. So the 5 pillars include: 1, telework. A telework arrangement allows us to reduce the occupancy in a building so that we don't have as many people around to transmit the disease.
This is a practice that we've implemented already for our staff, meaning that our staff spends some fraction of their time not physically here in the CFN, but working from home. The idea behind this is that it reduces the occupancy of the building, spreading people out, making it easier for people to stay separate and work. In the past, you all have been able to come to the CFN whenever you wanted to. And unfortunately, for the foreseeable future, that will have to change. So we'll be scheduling users by asking you to coordinate with your point of contact, whereby you will arrange to have your name added to the roster of users on a particular day. It's critically important that all of us follow the schedule and that no one shows up at the CFN who hasn't been previously scheduled to work that day. Honestly, we're counting on everyone to just be on the honor system and respect the schedule. Each day, the CFN will send out an email with the roster for the following day. You will have already worked with your point of contact to make arrangements to be on the roster on the day of your choice. Again, if you're not on the roster, either as a staff member or as a user, we're expecting you to not show up at the site. Critically important is to engage with your point of contact, both for arranging a work schedule that's suitable for you and also being notified of any changes that are needed.
Second pillar is self-screening. So each day you come on site, you'll be performing a self-screening before you enter Brookhaven. Don't cheat. It takes only 5 seconds. Ask yourself, how do you feel today? Do I feel sick? Am I having strange symptoms? Have I been around someone sick? If you feel sick, contact your point of contact. Stay home and we will reschedule your instrument time for when you are well. If you feel well, display the green self-screening placard in your car dashboard when arriving at the front gate. If you skip your self-screening, you put other people at risk. The third pillar is we're going to practice distancing, maintaining physical distance, and inserting physical barriers between people to prevent virus particles from reaching others. Keep 6 foot of separation when possible. Floor markings denote appropriate distances. Physical barriers will be installed in some locations, and you will see some of these barriers in the user office. The B&L rule: wear face covering in common areas and where you can't maintain 6 foot separation. If you have questions, come by to see me. CFN requires wearing standardized masks when working inside labs. When you come into the CFN, you may be wearing a covering. When you enter a lab, you put on the disposable face coverings.
So I'd just like to say an extra couple of words about the face coverings, because come up often in CFN staff discussions among ourselves. So the Brookhaven rule about face coverings leaves a lot of flexibility. It allows you to think about, am I in a common area? Or do I think I can keep 6 feet of separation? And what does it mean, maintain separation? So you can spend a lot of time thinking about that rule. You can, talk yourself into reasons why you don't have to wear a mask. Or you can just put on your mask. And this is what we're encouraging in the CFN. Wearing a mask protects other people from you. And culturally, it's important. This is what we want to do. We want to keep other people safe. And it relies on all of us working together to achieve that. Look, I appreciate that we're not used to wearing masks. This is something that before a few months ago, none of us had done. I appreciate they're uncomfortable. They get hot in the summertime. And I agree that it's easy to feel ridiculous while you're wearing your mask. You feel like everyone's looking at you. I also understand that it's always falling off your face, and you have to keep adjusting it so that it stays on just right. But honestly, those are small inconveniences compared to the benefits from wearing the mask in the world that we're living in now. You surely want other people to wear their mask because that protects you from them, and it's only fair that you do the same to protect them from you. So just wear the mask, and remember that if you don't wear your mask, you're putting other people at risk.
Take breaks. Working while following these new practices is tiring. Wearing a mask is uncomfortable. It makes breathing more difficult. Stress about touching things and worrying about maintaining distance is exhausting. Recognize this, it's real. Take frequent breaks. Face coverings are not required in offices or your cubicle space. Take advantage of the nice weather outside. Face coverings are not required outside if you are sufficiently separated. The fourth pillar requires that we are vigilant with cleaning and hygiene. Hand washing 5 times per day is known to cut rate of respiratory infections in half. CFN plan requires hand washing after every community activity. That means after any time touching things in public spaces, and approximately 5 times each day you should be washing your hands. B&L custodial staff will continue cleaning support for the building. The CFN has staged cleaning supplies for staff to use in common areas, like this. CFN plan requires staff to clean high-touch surfaces before and after use. Copy machines, for example, water coolers, and lab equipment. In the lab, I'd recommend that we use a solution of 70% ethanol. Lorraine and I, or any CFN staff, especially your point of contact, can assist you if you need supplies for cleaning.
The last pillar in the CFN plan for safely resuming operations is in some ways the most important one. It's important for all of us to work together to establish a culture by which these new practices are practiced, taken seriously, and respected. Creating this culture means that all staff, students, users, and visitors are empowered to correct other people when they see them not following the practices. And for sure, I'm going to be correcting you if I see you not following these practices. But I'll be honest, it's easy for me to do because I'm the boss. That's kind of what I'm expected to do. But that's not sufficient. We need everyone to feel comfortable correcting others. I need you to feel comfortable correcting me if you see me not wearing my mask. And in the same way, we all need to feel comfortable being corrected by others. In other words, if someone asks you to put your mask on, the appropriate response is, "Thank you for reminding me to put on my mask." These are going to be the ways that we're allowed to continue our important work here in the CFN while remaining safe. We all have to create this culture. We have to lead by example so that others will follow. That takes us through all 5 of our new operational pillars. We look forward to teaching these to you when you're here and having you become a teacher to others as they transition back to the CFN and begin working here.
We all must continually consider things we may have overlooked and then adjust our plan as needed. So your feedback is important.
We all have important work to do. We're looking forward to getting to it, and we're looking forward to seeing you